Welcome back to Bold TV. I'm Holland Haiis and I'm filling in for Philip Michael today. Our guest is a Vietnamese refugee who went on to work in Silicon Valley before launching her own wildly successful business. She currently helps women scale their businesses, maximize their profits, and live their best lives through a proper mindset. Welcome, Destinee Berman.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, we are so excited to hear. Now, did being a refugee impact your decision to become an entrepreneur and create your own future?
It's hard to find one direct reason, and I would have to credit a lot of it because my parents were essentially forced to become entrepreneurs to be able to create better lives for ourselves. So my parents were entrepreneurs. They essentially had to figure it out in terms of what they were going to do with their careers and how to create a living. And so it was always instilled in me that being an entrepreneur had power, had freedom, and had potential. Now, I also had to figure out my own path in terms of, well, is that really for me? But it was a big source of inspiration, and I feel that entrepreneurship has always been in my blood, whether I realized it or not.
Well, you had great role models. When we can watch our parents and they become a success, we're able to mirror and mimic that. And that sounds like you did that. So share with us, what was your experience in Silicon Valley as a woman of color in an industry and a location not really known for its diversity?
So that's interesting because I went about working at companies in Silicon Valley not feeling too different, even though when you look back, you do see that there are certain groups and communities that maybe I wasn't a part of. But I was working at companies leading marketing campaigns, and that's really where I got my start in digital marketing and media buying. And even though I was working among men, there weren't as many women, especially at the time. I didn't feel different. It was more about how do we get it done and how do we get to the results. And so I felt like that was on my side in terms of learning from my parents. How do we figure out how to get to the results no matter what? And of course, there were times when I felt like, wow, I wish that I was working among more women and more women who looked like me, but it wasn't always top of mind.
It's interesting that you talk about results. Let's talk a little bit about the work that you're doing now, why you think it's important for women to start their own businesses, and what are some of the results that the women are getting who are working with you?
So first off, I think that we are in this incredible opportunity, especially with digital. 2020 taught us that in terms of, wow, the future is digital, whether we realized it or not. And between the creator economy, the knowledge industry, and online education, as women, and really women and men, but women who want to carve out their own businesses online, you really have a chance to create a knowledge-based business around your passions, your expertise, and be lucrative at it. My clients are generating anywhere from 6 to multiple 7 figures a year from leading online courses, having online schools. So the opportunity and the market is there, and it's a matter of, one, is entrepreneurship your path? And two, do you want to create a business that is around your knowledge and your expertise?
All right, ladies, hear that. 6 and 7 figures. We like those numbers. Can you share with us what is next for you? What are you thinking as far as scaling your business and how you're going to make an impact within your generation and the world?
So first off, I'm always thinking about how can I take the business, the company, both from a influence and a results to the next level. So for me, it's about growing the kind of program, so growing the reach of my own online school. And we are tapping into different industries, whether you are a professional or you're a keynote speaker or an author, because now everyone realizes there's opportunity in digital. So for me, it's evolving my programs, my own offerings within my school. I will also be looking to develop a book and more speaking so that I can get this message about how you can turn your calling and truly monetize your gifts in a way that is authentic and lucrative for you.
And will your book be hitting some of these keynote issues that you've been sharing with us today? What will your book be about?
The, the book concept is still early on. I've got 3 working concepts right now. And indeed, it will be hitting on the survival tendencies that I grew up with and wanting to create a business that was authentic for me, but still having this internal story around, wow, am I going to make it? Am I going to fail? Am I going to lose everything? So on one hand, that was specific to growing up in a poor family. And on the other hand, with many women, we come up against this when we're taking risk.
Yes, yes. So share with us also a little bit about your transition. So you're working in Silicon Valley and then you have this entrepreneurial spirit in your blood, having watched your parents very quickly. Was it a quick transition? Was it 2 years? What did that look like?
The internal transition felt like it was many years because there was this internal conversation within myself. Wow, do I really want to go do my own thing? And the reality is that working at companies in Silicon Valley, you do get to be very entrepreneurial and very innovative. So I was also in a unique spot. And at one point, I really, especially when I was looking at becoming a mom, that was a big motivation for me to say, look, this is in my blood. Why don't I really give it a chance? So I left the company I was at. We were acquired by Oracle at the time. I took 6 months to myself. I went on my own personal development journey and I started experimenting and I brought together my business background, my business know-how, and I took a big risk because I didn't know exactly what it was going to look like after the initial research.
And yet you created it. So ladies, take some time out, spend it with yourself, figure out what your passion is, and you too can create that business just like Destinee. Thank you so much for being here, Destinee, and inspiring those who are following us. And I want to thank all of you for watching today. Follow Bold TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We look forward to seeing you there. Thank you and have a great day.